Assalamu alaikum. This is me Jabbar Santunyo, and today I'm making the semester presentation video of my subject Functional English. The concerned teacher is Madam Rizwana Jhatiyal, and for this semester presentation of Functional English, my topics are the summary writing, letter writing, formal writing, Unit 1 summary, and road signs. I'm moving towards my first topic, which is summary writing. The subtopic of my first topic are the steps: read section, then techniques, paraphrase, use synonyms and synonymous phrases, then change the structure, and then characteristics of summary. First of all, I'm start what is the subtopics of summary. First, we must know that what is summary. Summary is the brief statement of your own words on any topic, on any article, on any newspaper article, on any book chapter, or on a whole chapter. Means we write in our own words the central idea, the central theme of the whole chapter or the whole article, which is known as summary. So the main purpose of the summary is to understand the main idea or the central ideas of any chapter, of any topic, in short words and small passages. Summary is used to save our time, because we consume a lot of time to read a whole book, to read a whole chapter. If we have availability of summary, then we can understand the central points and central ideas of any chapter or even a whole book. Is known as a summary. Then I'm moving towards the steps of summary. First of all, read the article or the chapter or the whole book. How can we, to understand the central idea, to understand the general theme of the article or the chapter, that what writer wants to tell us, the general theme. First, we have to read the whole chapter to understand the general theme. Then we have to reread that same topic or same article or same chapter. When we reread the same chapter or article, we have to do that we have to divide that chapter or article in sections and label them. First, we have to read to understand the central idea. Then we have to reread to divide that chapter in sections. When we divide the chapter or article in sections, then we read that sections. When we read that sections, we have to write one or two sentences, summarize sentences from each section. Means first we have to read to understand the whole thing, then we have to reread to divide that article in sections, then we have to read the sections and write one or two summarized sentence from each section. These are the steps to write the summary. Then the techniques. First technique is that paraphrase. Paraphrase means to change the whole topic or change the whole article or change the whole chapter in our own words, known as a paraphrase. Means we have to read and paraphrase, then change that into our own words. Then another technique is use synonyms or synonymous phrase. For example, he had a good command on English. That is a sentence. Then we have to change in our own words. Then we have to synonym that phrase, that sentence. We can be said that he knew English well. We short that and we change it in our own words, known as a synonymous phrase. And synonyms, you understand, you know very well that every word has their synonyms, but then we must have to use most of synonyms, because we have to change our summary from the article and from the chapter in our own words. Another technique is that change the structure of simple sentence. For example, my brother has an appreciation on modern art. We can change it as that my brother appreciate the modern art. Means we have to change the simple sentence in our own words, in our own sentences. These are the techniques of summary writing. Now I'm moving towards the characteristics of summary. The first and the main characteristic of the summary is that the summary is understood without any reference to the original. Means when we read the summary, we didn't need to read the article or the chapter again. This is the main characteristic of summary. Another characteristic is that the summary is a faithful reproduction or content to the informational and original theme of the writing, of the article, of the chapter. Third and the last characteristic of summary is that the summary is the brief without unnecessary detail. Means summary, we have to write the summary in little brief, and after that summary we don't need unnecessary details. So this is all about the summary writing. Now I'm moving towards my second topic, which is letter writing. First of all, what is letter? Letter, we can say that a written conversation between two parties. We can write letter in handwriting or printed out. We can send a letter with the help of email, or we can send a letter written, or we can say hard copy of the letter via the post, with the help of post. Now, what is a formal letter? Formal letter means a letter which is wrote for the official work, which is written towards the offices, authorities, seniors, or colleagues, or for office work, or for college, university works. Means formal letters means which is concerned to our business, which is concerned to our official works. Now the setting or the format of the formal letter. First of all, we have to write the sender address towards the right side of the page, and right side of the corner of the page. We have to write a proper address of sender, because if receivers receive his or her letter, then he wants to reply it. So we have to give a proper and accurate address of the sender. Then we have to put the date. The sender address is just followed by the date just below. Means we have to write the date in the same right side of the letter's corner, but below to the sender's address. Then we have to write the receiver's address. We have to write the receiver's address to the left side of the paper, or to the left side of the letter, just below to the date. Make some space, and then we have to write the receiver's address. We can use the word to over here, and we can write the receiver's address as well. Then greetings means the respect, or we can say in easy words, the respect which we give to the receiver. For example, greetings means usually used as Mr., Sir, or Miss, or Mrs., etc. For example, we want to put their name also, then we have to use greetings like Mr. dash dash. We have to use their proper and full name. We are not supposed to use a first name only. We have to use a proper name, because this is a formal letter. Then the subject. Subject is the main purpose, or you can say main point of the letter, that why we are using, or why we are writing the letter towards authorities. Means the main purpose of subject is that when receiver receives the letter, he may understand the whole subject or whole theme of the letter in just one line. Then after that, the body is the brief conversation or brief discussion about the what's the matter or what the purpose of writing, that is known as the body. So this is all about the letter writing. Now I'm moving towards my third topic, which is unit 1 summary. Unit 1 is beach road traffic nightmare, residents say stop. In this unit, the residents and the schools which is in the beach road protested against the new traffic arrangements, because they are suffering from the danger and compare as the nightmare, or you can say a bad or the dark dream. Before new arrangements, the beach road was used as one way from south to north, and not much traffic used that road, and that corners have 3 schools, clinics, etc. The most traffic was used the hill street for the travel from that side. But things become changed, things are going to change, and the things become changed, and the hill street is only used for back direction, and the park street, which is between the hill street and the beach road, used for the two-way traffic. The result in the south and north, both traffic lies on beach road, and residents said that they have traffic from midnight to midnight. And an old man said, old man which is resident from there said that to cross the road and goes to clinic or park or school, so we need a pair of the wings. The spokesman of the traffic authorities said that these all changes were made for the welfare of all. We changed the traffic rules, we changed the traffic laws only for the welfare for the all. He said that wait for a short time and watch when the traffic use the new laws, new rules and new traffic roads, then the all the problems, all the questions and all the queries will solve automatically. Resident asked from the spokesman that they are demanding for the pedestrian cross. Pedestrian cross is the cross which is as like a bridge which is from the upper side of the road. He said that in present we didn't plan anything for such kind of president's cross. Then the resident says that if you are not plan such kind of things for us, for welfare for us, then how can we careful, how can we safely cross the road? Then the resident decided an emergency meeting which will be addressed by the Beach Road Residents Association, BRRA. Only only to discuss such kind of problems and make the solutions. Only discuss the situation which is like a nightmare for the residents of the beach road. So this is all about the summary of Unit 1 Beach Road Traffic Nightmare Residents. Now I am moving towards my last topic of today's presentation of subject Functional English. The last topic of my today's presentation is the road signs. Actually, this is the exercise of Unit 1 which I approved from Madam Rizwana to present in my presentation. There are some signboards on the road. Many people didn't understand that what's the meaning of that road signs. So let's move towards my last topic. First of all, the board sign on the road like this U and a cross on the U means you are not supposed to U-turn from that side, means you are not supposed to take a U-turn to the change your direction from that side, means you have to move straight forward. Another is the X type board, which is means no stopping, means you have to move ahead, means you have to no stop over there. And third having the arrow and the cross on the arrow means no left turn, no right turn if symbol reverse, means you have to take right turn, no left turn, or you can move ahead. If the direction of that arrow is reversed, means you don't have to move towards the right turn, you have to move or left turn or to ahead. Another is ahead, means arrow which is giving indication to ahead, means we have to move ahead until the junction is come. Another board sign is no overtaking like this. The board sign like that means two vehicles and the cross on the second one vehicles means you have to follow the first one vehicle, then means you are not supposed to overtake from this, means there is a one road which is used for the two ways only. Number 6 is that the 50 kilometers per hour means there is a maximum speed for example you saw such kind of road signs especially on the motorways over there, then they have a maximum speed of vehicles. And now number 7 is the give way to the pedestrians, where the signals become green, means we have to stop our vehicles and give their way to the pedestrians. Number 8 in the last is no parking means P. Having cross line means no parking, means you are not supposed to park your vehicle or car or bike over here. So this is all about my today's presentation. This is all about my today's subject functional English. Alhamdulillah, I discussed the 4 topics, which are the summary writing, letter writing, unit 1 summary, and number 4 is road signs. If you have any question, any query, feel free to ask in comments. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.